I'm back. I don't know what happened there. My entire system crashed. I had to hard restart my PC. But if you're still here, thank you. I really appreciate it. I am sorry. Like I said, I don't know what happened. I couldn't even get my mouse to move. The whole system just died and I had to hard restart my PC. It's never happened before. But I'm back. I should have. It's my own fault. I knew I was having camera issues. I should have checked it. I didn't. But we're back. So, where were we? Yeah, so, and with the new information, the police go and speak to Seok, who denies ever giving birth. I'm the baby's grandmother, your test strong. Kim's the baby's mother. So, both women are now in prison. Because like I said, South Korea doesn't take too kindly to child neglect. Kim is serving 20 years in prison for abandoning little Barami and causing her death. Seok was charged with attempting to dispose of Barami's body because they didn't believe that she thought that. Right, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to keep snoozing that. Why is that saying my bit rate's off? I know that's wrong. They didn't believe that she didn't know anything about it, especially considering she was her mother. And she was also charged with, strangely enough, kidnapping her biological granddaughter, Kim's real baby. And she will serve 8 years in prison. Now, police are working on the theory that Seok was having an affair behind her husband's back and gave birth to Barami in secret, around the same time that Kim gave birth to her daughter. And while Kim was recovering from the birth, Seok was looking after her granddaughter, and something happened and she switched the babies. Without Kim's knowledge. We still don't know what happened to Kim's real daughter in this theory, but this is their official line. So, there we have it. Seok won't admit to giving birth, and as far as we can tell, Kim was, according to the police, completely unaware that Barami wasn't her biological daughter. She thought that this was the child she'd given birth to, according to the police. Like I said, there's a few theories in this one. She is reported to have left the child behind at the flat as she reminded her of her father, Hong. Again, adds to the theory that she wasn't in on it. There are other stories around, and the most popular one is that Barami was originally a surrogacy pregnancy, where Seok's fertilised egg was implanted into Kim because she was younger and more physically fit. And Kim gave birth to Barami, but the intending parents pulled out of the agreement because Barami was born a little girl and they wanted a son. Now, the police theory kinda makes sense, but there's a few holes in it. No one can ever recall seeing Seok pregnant. There is no record of her ever giving birth to anyone other than Kim. And Kim's biological daughter in the police theory has never been found. Neither has Barami's biological father. No one will own up to having had an affair with Siok. Added to that, the Siok was around 45 years old when Barami was born. I know, but you know what Asian families are like. They prefer sons. It's not right, but it is the way it is. So, Siok would have been around 45 when Barami was born. And it makes it less believable that she would have been able to hide a pregnancy and a birth. Because the older you get, the more trouble you can have, and the chances of her having a healthy baby at that age without medical intervention, really slim, minute. The surrogacy theory wasn't one that I believed at all to begin with. But the more I think about it, the more it makes sense, the most sense out of the two theories to me. Kim could have given birth to her biological sister that was created using an egg from Siok that was fertilised using donor sperm, or the sperm from the surrogacy couple's, the husband of the couple. And Kim was left holding the baby after the deal fell through. And she simply didn't want the responsibility of her daughter/sister anymore. She was having her own son with her new husband. Why would she want to look after the kid that she was never supposed to have in the first place? Again, this theory's flawed. If it was a surrogacy, then surely there would be a paper trail. I know that there is a way, and obviously you can do a backyard surrogacy where you just sleep with somebody and the couple approaches a young girl, offers her money, the husband sleeps with her a few times, gets her pregnant, she hands over the baby. This wasn't one of those, because if it was a surrogacy, then Siok's egg was fertilised in a lab and then implanted medically into Kim. There had to have been a paper trail. There had to have been medical intervention. Lawyers, the whole 9 yards. It would have had to have been done legitimately. But there was never any record of it. And surely, after the story broke with the DNA results, somebody would have came forward. So I know the answer to this. Make me famous. Give me money and I'll tell you the truth. Nobody came forward. The whole country's mourning this little girl and no one came forward. But, not only that, right, here's the kicker for me in the surrogacy thing. Hong genuinely believed that he was that little girl's father. Why drag him into it? Why would he think that the baby was his if they never had any intentions of keeping the baby in the first place? Unless she was going to play it off as she lost the baby, something happened in childbirth, I don't know. But why make him believe he was the father if she was never going to keep the baby? Why marry him? She didn't want to be with him. She was sleeping with somebody else. Doesn't... that doesn't... I don't know. No, none of it makes sense. Sorry, I need to keep snoozing these ads. I've literally run out of snoozies now, so we are going to get an ad break. Sorry. Got 6 minutes though. Now, whatever the true story behind the birth and subsequent death of Barami, it certainly is a strange case. Only 2 people know the truth. Neither of them is talking for whatever reason. But whatever the truth is, if there is another baby girl who's born into this mess, I hope that she is still alive, and I hope that she's living a good life. And the 3 men that were unknowingly dragged into it, I hope that they kind of can get some kind of closure. Although in the case of Hong, I don't see how that can be possible. He went from having a daughter whom he loved more than anything to having to leave her with her mother till he was able to provide for her, to mourning her death at the hands of the mother that he had to leave her with, to then discover that he never had a daughter to begin with, or he might have a daughter out there somewhere in the world, but she might already be dead. And the girl that you thought was your daughter, that you mourned, turned out to be your sister-in-law. How do you process that? Poor cunt. Seok's husband discovered that he didn't have a granddaughter, or he might have somewhere, but it wasn't the one he thought. Barami, his granddaughter, turned out to be his stepdaughter, because his wife was maybe having an affair behind his back, or they were in some kind of baby selling racket, or whatever. His life's ruined. And of course, Kim's second husband, who she had a son with, he now has to raise that little boy, knowing what his mother did to the child that he believed was his son's daughter. Sister. But thinking about the husband number 2, just for a minute here, he knew about Barami. Apparently, he knew she existed, and it was claimed that he loved the child as if she were his own. So, why, when Kim moved in to his house without Barami, did he not question it? He never stopped and thought, wait on him, hold on a minute, my wife's got a kid, she's got a daughter, where'd this kid go? He never stopped to think. I don't know, that one seems a bit iffy to me, to be fair, not gonna lie. Yeah. But, we're gonna do, right? Whole story's messed up. And we'll probably never know the truth. Which, yeah, it could have been. Or Kim could have said, nah, my mum's got her. We don't know, we're never gonna know. The only 2 people that know the truth aren't talking. And it sucks. It sucks because that little girl, little Barami, that beautiful little girl, she deserved better. Yeah, sure, I mean, the 2 women that are involved are in jail. But it's not enough. They need to tell the truth. They need to admit who Barami was. If there's another little girl out there, because Hong deserves to know if he's got a daughter out there. Maybe something happened. Maybe the baby died. While Kim's mum, Seok, was looking after her. Who knows? Maybe she switched the babies because her granddaughter died and she put her own daughter in place. Maybe she gave her granddaughter away and put her daughter in her place because she didn't want her daughter to be that far away from her. Maybe Kim discovered the truth and that's why she left her behind. Who knows? Only they know and they're not telling. Maybe it was a surrogacy deal gone wrong. Maybe there's no other girl. Hong deserves the truth. He needs to know if he's got a daughter out there. But the South Korean police have issued a missing persons report for the little girl because they believe that Kim gave birth to... They believe there is a second baby. So far, nothing's turned up. Right, I'm going to shove on a Be Right Back because there's an advert coming and I want to finish the end of the story. And I don't want it impacting, so I'm going to switch on a Be Right Back. And I'm back. Sorry, I just did not want to continue talking while the ads were on. Right. Sorry, I'm just getting a picture up there for you. Right, so the South Korean police have issued a missing persons report, but obviously nothing's came of it. Because, let's be real, in reality, no one knows other than the two women if the little girl they're looking for even ever existed. Now, the story is ongoing, obviously. But, for now at least, Barami, beautiful little Barami, can rest in peace, knowing that the monster that she called Mother will be in jail for a very long time and will not get to harm another child, because by the time she gets out of jail, she will no longer be able to have children. She'll be too old. Maybe one day the truth will come out. And if it does, I'll do a follow-up. But then, for now, we must be content with knowing that the two women involved in this little girl's death are in jail. Which, it's not much, but it's something, right? Now, I'm sure you can see now why this story intrigued me. While I was on the break there, I was checking, and it was Stephanie Soo on Facebook. Soo spelled S-O-O. And she does cooking and mysteries, and that's where I found this story. Because obviously I like makeup, cooking and mysteries. So, this story, it's heartbreaking, because even without all the mystery that surrounds it, there is still a little girl that was left to die. A beautiful 3-year-old baby who was left alone in a flat. I still don't believe that she was alive when Kim moved out of the flat, but either way, she died because of her mother's actions. Of course, we now know that it was in fact Kim was not her mother, she was her sister. Whether or not she gave birth to her, completely, we don't know. But this little girl relied on this woman, mother or sister. She saw her as her mother, and she relied on her for everything, and she was let down to the point that she was killed. Now, whether or not Kim physically killed her or just neglected her to the point that she died is irrelevant. Kim is responsible for that little girl's death, and it doesn't matter whether or not she's her mother, her sister, her aunt, or grandmother. Completely irrelevant. Because of Kim's actions, little Barami is dead. That doesn't change it. But then you've got the added mystery of yeah, that is probably why it grabbed my attention in the first place, because I saw a picture, right, at the very start of the picture, at the very start of the video, and I'm going to show you the picture. But I saw a picture at the very start of the video, and that's why it grabbed my attention. And that is not a good picture. There we go, that's a bit better. Oh, there we go. That is the picture I saw. That little girl. And I saw that and I was like, I need to know about this story. And I was expecting Mother Kills Baby. I was not expecting the rest. And the way Stephanie Sue told the story, she told it similar to the way I did it, in that she didn't reveal straight away the twist. And I heard it right up until the baby being found, and then boom, guess what? Baby's mama's not the mama, it's actually sister, and grandma's the mama, and wait, what? So, right there and then, after the video was finished, I started researching it. And if you want to check, it's, if you Google Gummy Baby. Yep, that's what the press are calling this. They're calling this case the Gummy Baby Mystery, because she was a baby that was found in the city of Gummy. It's Gumi, which is an industrial city, like I said, in South Korea. But this one grabbed my attention for so many different reasons, and stories don't normally get to me. They don't. But when it involves children, that gets to me, because, Conch, like you said, I am in fact a mother. And as a toddler, my son was fine. As a toddler, Junior, my daughter, my carbon copy, was a fucking nightmare. Okay? But even at her worst, I could never imagine just leaving her alone in a flat for 6 months to die. Don't know why you said it's been asterisked, but I can get the picture. I don't... Yeah, obviously the mystery that surrounds this case grabbed my attention as well. But I just could not, for the life of me, comprehend anything like that. Doing something like that. It's just completely incomprehensible to me. Now, again, I still don't believe that the grandma, the mother, whatever she is, Seok, wasn't in on it. That child was in that flat for... That's not coming through, I need to check my settings. But that child was in that flat for 5 months. Without gas and electric. Without food. Without heating. Why did the grandmother not notice? Especially if she knew it was her daughter. There's no way she didn't know. I don't know. But there's no way she didn't know that there was something wrong. And what, she went from living upstairs to then not seeing the child for 6 months, didn't question it? Especially knowing that it was her daughter. Now, here's some statistics for you. Ah, you googled what I said, yeah, Gummy Baby Mystery. She was such a beautiful little girl, and there are so many different theories on it. It's insane. I just picked the two most popular. Obviously the police version of events and the surrogacy. She really was. She was a gorgeous little girl. But I don't know, it doesn't sit right with me. And it doesn't make sense either. There's so many things. Look, right, statistics. DNA testing is not 100% accurate. In a case like this, it is 99.9% accurate. They give that statistic because although it's 0.01% of the time it's wrong, 0.01%. And that is what Seok is claiming. She is claiming that she is part of the 0.01, sorry. It is 99.99% accurate. And Seok is claiming she is part of the 0.01% and where the test got it wrong. Once, yes, maybe that is possible. There's a 1 in 100th chance, but yes. Oh wow, I just did that maths in my head. So, there is a 1 in 100,000th chance that the test is wrong. Very unlikely, but not completely impossible. One test. The police were so confused that they ran the test 3 more times. 4 times in total. No way. If all 4 tests are coming up saying the same thing, are the tests wrong? That's like doing 4 pregnancy tests and then still being surprised after 8 months when a baby pops out. It just doesn't add up, and she's still adamant that she's got nothing to do with this baby. She is just her grandmother. Her and her lawyers are arguing that the tests are all wrong. And they could run 100 tests. And they would still all say the same thing. Seok was Barami's biological mother. We don't know who the biological father is. That's never been determined. Oh, there you have it. That, my friends, is the ongoing confusing tale of the Gummy Baby mystery. Maybe one day we'll get an answer. Maybe. But the grandmother will be 60 when she leaves prison. Around 60. And the sister, mother, will be in her 40s. At least that's something. And she will have had no connection to the son that she bore, her second husband. That's something. But in this story, the one person other than little Barami that I feel sorry for is Hong, the man that believed he was her father. Because if Seok was pregnant and gave birth at the same time as her daughter, you're not telling me that her husband knew nothing about it. He knew. If she was pregnant, he knew. Even if it was a concealed pregnancy, he knew. If they were running a surrogacy ring, he knew. He is not completely innocent in this. I don't believe he is. Again, this is my opinion. He's been cleared. My opinion, he knew. The second husband. Daughter just disappears. He's, at very least, he's an idiot. At worst, he's involved. But Hong, he had a daughter. He had to leave her behind with her mother, who then was responsible for her death. He mourned his daughter only to find out she was never his daughter in the first place. To then be told that he might still have a daughter out there somewhere. But they can't find her. No. He is the secondary victim in all of this. And I really, really hope for his sake that the truth comes out. One day. Even if Seok on her deathbed admits what really happened, I hope that the truth comes out for Hong, because he deserves to know the truth. Because his world has been shattered so many times, but in such a short space of time. He's so young. He's only in his 20s. No bother, Conch, I'm just wrapping up anyway, but thank you so much for the raid. Thank you for stopping by. And I will catch you next time. Bye. But yeah, he's only in his 20s and his life has been destroyed over and over and over again. Because of two women who could quite easily end his suffering and just tell him the truth. But they won't. I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen to them? They're already in jail. Double jeopardy's still a thing. You can't be tried for the same crime twice. Just admit the truth. But maybe one day. Right, so I'm going to wrap it up there. But next week, I'm starting my true life supernatural stories. I've got a few of them to run. I love the supernatural. Now, obviously, look at me. But yeah, so I love the supernatural and I'm really looking forward to these, and I've been keeping them so that I could do them together. And then, so I think I've got 1, 2, 3. I think I've got 3 supernatural. Actually, no, scratch that. I've got 4 supernatural tales that I want to do. I want to cover everything, so I've just decided now there that I'm going to throw another one in. And then I've got another story from across the pond that the ever lovely Care Bear recommended. Oh, sorry, my hands are... I've been doing a lot of GTA roleplay, means gaming online, using the keyboard and mouse. These don't work too good, so they're kind of making a lot of noise. So yeah, next 4 weeks are going to be interesting. Like I said, supernatural. All true life. Okay? 1 or 2 you might recognise, some maybe not. But they're going to make for interesting storytelling, that's for sure. But I'm going to leave it there. Thank you to everybody that joined me. I really appreciate it. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Don't know what happened. Maybe just been using Phoenix too much, I don't know. But this will be uploaded on Tuesday. Night Red. So this will be uploaded on Tuesday. I'll be back on Tuesday night with Tuesday night. It's Little Nightmares. And then on Thursday I'll be back with more Layers of Fear. I'm not looking forward to that. But I've got a couple of extra parts to do in that. I've got Inheritance, and then I've got part 2. Ooh. I'm really not looking forward to that. But again, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll catch you all later. Bye bye now.